Liverpool versus everybody. Just wanted to come back to do a review show. We all know, especially by this point, that we went out of the FA Cup on yesterday. Review show. And lost out on a chance to get a trophy. Owen, what up, baby? Trophy. And, you know, as frustrating as it is, I want to remain personally as optimistic as possible. I don't really see any other way of going about it. It never helps, in my opinion, to be negative. We've lost 2 games back to back, 2 different competitions. And it hurts. It sucks. It's frustrating that Liverpool seem to have faltered against 2 teams that, you know, on paper or whatever, should probably be winning this game. And excuse the title today says featuring GBC TV. We're probably going to reschedule at some point. Getting it today for this live. But you look across different YouTube channels. I'm not going to say any names. If you look across enough YouTube channels, you'll know who they are. Saying things like, I'm ashamed to be a Liverpool fan. I'm not making videos anymore. We have a shit team. We're going to lose to Porto. Mind you, this is before balls even kicked. You know, that's taking the emotion to just a totally different, in my opinion, unnecessary level. And kind of pain. And these are moments that we tend to, because we have different opinions, when at the end of the day, we all feel the same. And we can support the team in the ways that we want to support them. Nobody has to agree with everything I say, and I don't have to agree with everything that somebody else says. It's kind of the beautiful thing about it. And it's all over the world, and different opinions, different perspectives. Certain people like certain players more, or what have you. For me, it's about supporting the team. You do that through thick and thin. You know, you look at the number of championship sides that probably, I won't say never, but often. But their fans are behind them every game. A lot of them, they know in the reality that they won't spend a lot of time in the Premier League. Even if they do get up, they'll probably go back down. Supporting their team, and real supporter does. Now, fast forward to Liverpool, you know, perhaps we're spoiled. The great history that we have, and the great players that we've had. Expectations are really, really high, and that's fair. The same token, we got to put a little bit more perspective. Really coming from Owen. Do you think we have a chance of winning the Champions League after the recent performance? I don't think top 4 is a possibility. First of all, obviously anything is possible. And if we don't lose these 2 games, I don't think anybody's asking that question. Tell me if I'm wrong. But because we've had 2 losses in a row, well, not necessarily you, Owen, but it's all of a sudden, you know, panic time or crisis time. You know, if we didn't lose those games, you know, the way we played against City, unfortunately, going to beat Swansea, going to beat West Brom, and in the FA Cup, asking those questions. So again, I'm not going to be knee jerk and say because of these losses now we can't progress in the Champions League. It's going to be, and it always should be, in my opinion. I get the whole thing about winning trophies. I get that. I totally do. I promise you. The best place we can get in the league, and doing well in the Champions League, doing well meaning semi-final, final, I think are all possible things. It doesn't look that way because of the team. It's a travesty that we haven't gone in and gotten a player to replace Coutinho. I'm not one of those people, but I don't knock the people who do. I get it. But I believe in this team. I believe that it's possible. We've had 2 abysmal performances all the way around. And to me, it's not just one player. It's not just the goalkeeper, although he was horrendous. It's the midfield. It's the defenders. And $1 man, or whatever the price was. And, of course, I love Virgil, and I think he's going to bring a lot to our team. By himself, And he's not going to be amazing right away. You know, we got to remember we're rushing him back to football, playing in a slightly different system, I imagine. He's had some injury issues over the last season or so, he's going to take some time. But the mistakes he made in that game, if that's Lavin or Clavin, so if we're going to give him, praise when he does well, we got to give him, constructive criticism when he doesn't. It's just a shock that Klopp hasn't signed anyone this window. So part of me thinks we had this situation last season, in January. Sadio goes off or he's injured. I forget which one it was in January. I think he went off to the Cup of Nations. Either way, he wasn't around. And you thought to bring somebody in. Of course, we didn't have Salah at that time. We didn't have Ox. So it was Coutinho, it was Firmino, and it was Mane or bust, as far as those attacking players. So we got through, and maybe we got through in a fashion where it seemed too risky and close and too much of a dice roll, but we did it. You know what I mean? I think the team is definitely better this season. I think the team this season is better than the team last season, even with Coutinho not here. I think our team this season is better than the team as a whole last season. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm shocked that he didn't do it. And again, if he brought somebody in, I'm not going to say, oh, I'm pissed off that he brought somebody in. I'll take it. Bad thing for us to bring a player in. Who that player is, getting him bedded in into the system, and if he's not a Premier League player, getting used to that. I mean, there's a lot of different variables that people don't really think about. Guarantee that he's going to set the world on fire. Again, people need to, just because they have certain names and prices on players, they're going to come in and just be amazing. That's just not how it works. It's very rare. So if we did bring someone in, to me, it was more of a player like Riyad Mahrez. I don't know who. I'm trying to think of Premier League guys who've gotten experience. Riyad Mahrez, of course, has a major trophy, winning the league with Leicester. Knows the league. I would prefer a Premier League player. It's getting really close. We got a few more days and the window's over. So my hopes aren't up, and I'm okay with that. I really am. Call me crazy, but I know there's chances that we can get injuries that way, though. You know what I mean? And I think we have enough to. I don't care if it's fourth. There's no playoff next season for the Champions League. So you get fourth, you're in there. It's a glued on spot in the group stage. So Champions League, just gotta have a little faith, man. And when we have these letdowns and results and performances, of course everybody's upset, but at the same time, it doesn't make sense to me to say all of a sudden we're shit. We just beat City before these last two games. No one was saying anything about that. YouTube, making videos, those who make videos. You weren't going on Twitter saying we were shit. You're saying how amazing it is that we beat City. The two teams that arguably we shouldn't be losing to. All of a sudden we're shit. I just don't follow that I don't subscribe to that rhetoric, that mentality. So thanks you guys for here, whoever's here right now. Marlon, what's up? Thank you, man. Mark Lewis, of course, Owen, my man. Thank you guys for hanging around. Owen. Oh, I'm gonna go to Mark first. Mark Lewis, what's up? Klopp is not a winner. I like you, Mark. Be nice with this response. I don't agree with that. I mean, based on what? I mean, he's won everywhere he's been. I mean, anything major for us yet? I still think that's in the cards, but yeah, I don't really agree with that. But that's fine. That's your opinion, and I think there's a lot of people who would probably agree with you, and that's okay. I don't believe that at all. Owen, it's the players that have to perform, Mark. Yeah, and that's as easy as that seems and sounds. I think a lot of people get away from that. Now listen, coaches when teams win, they get the plaudits for the most part, especially if it's close to like Guardiola or any coach really. The coach is, but when they lose, and also when they lose, they get all the hate. You know what I mean? So that's what you sign up for as a manager. Klopp knows that, and I'm sure he feels that. And it's pressure that he's made for himself. It's not really pressure from the outside, I don't think. Klopp doesn't come off as a guy who is really concerned necessarily with what fans think about him or the press or anything. I mean, not to say that Vans. I'm just saying, I think he's his own man. He's going to do what he wants to do and ride with that. And you know, so yeah, I mean, it's definitely the players. They're on the field. Klopp's not. They got to come through with, and he's put. That's the other thing about Klopp. That one of the very few, I think, I won't say negatives, but things that kind of bother me about Klopp is that this undying trust and confidence he has in certain players, and to a degree, you like that because you put yourself in those players' shoes and you think, man, it'd be nice to have a manager who really believes in you. You think about coaches like Mourinho, who's kind of wishy-washy with players, especially youth, and he's quick to move them on. We know the examples. I need to bring them up, but several players have been through his teams, and it's just been like, oh, you're not enough. You got to go. You know, there's no real patience with these players, and we know Klopp brought that to this team. We knew he was going to try to nurture guys, bring in youth, develop them, and try to get the best out of the team with everybody. And I think he's taken that a little too far. Mark says, I'm not Klopp out, just saying he's not a winner. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, and until he wins, you know, major things, he's been in the Champions League, hasn't won. Until he wins that, until he wins more consistently, maybe. Sure, I'm not. I don't agree, but I see where you're coming from, and I think it's a valid point. To be honest, fix the goalkeeper issue and improve the defense. We'd be up there with the best. Yeah, and it's as simple as that. Improve the defense. I want some of you guys' opinions. Do you think because of how we play and being very open and not having a real defensive midfielder? I mean, I love Emery. You guys know that. I think Genie from time to time can do a job, but I think we need like one or two, at least one, really solid defensive midfielder that's going to just sit. 2 or 3, or whatever formation you're going to play. Have them go forward. But we need to have somebody helping out the defense. To be honest, when we lose the ball, you got Emery and Genie and all these guys having to run 30, 45, 30 to 40, 50, whatever it is, yards back to run these guys down. Which you want that. You want that effort, but you need somebody that can just be in there and just sweeping all that up. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, definitely we got to fix the defense. Definitely the keeper's been an issue since Reina left, let's be honest. Since Reina has left the club, we've had a large hole there that hasn't been filled. And, again, with the confidence of some of these players, it almost feels like now Klopp is starting to see what people with 2 eyes can see, which is kind of frustrating with some of the positions. I'm going to talk about Matip in a second because I want to know what you guys think about Matip. All the people who are Klopp out are insane. Sorry to be rude to other fans, but damn, let's not overreact. I don't think it's being rude. I think it's an opinion, and I think I know I agree with it, and that's not why I'm saying it's not rude. I don't think it is. I mean, if you support a team, you support a team. It's not like Klopp's been here for 10, 15 years and hasn't been doing anything. You know, I know we didn't win, you know, the 2 finals that we were in when he was there, but he got us there. You know what I'm saying? And so, to me, that's a winner mentality anyway. He's bringing in the right players, in my opinion, when he brings them in. So, again, a lot of just overreaction, in my opinion, a lot of knee-jerk reactions, a lot of just, you know, giving up on teams. You know, to say that, I mean, I've seen people all over social media reading things that, I mean, they're done supporting Liverpool. And, I mean, of course, these same people, when we beat Huddersfield, they'll be back on making their channels and posting lovely things about Liverpool, all their emojis and whatever. It's too much of an overreaction to be saying some of these things that I'm reading. Pissed after the game and went on a rampage. Yeah, and rightfully so. You should. You should. Everybody should have had their moment. You know, whatever it is you do. If it's you had several pints to get yourself away from it. If you smoke, if you need to go ride a bike or, you know, break something, whatever. Everybody has that moment. And I'm not knocking people who have those moments. Let's together and say, you know what? It's another game, another bad result. I don't like it. But I know this team can get better. If you don't know that, then that's fair. You know what I mean? Like if you don't have that faith, that optimism, that's fine. You know, we don't all have it. And I don't knock anybody who doesn't. At the same time, it's the team you support. This is not just like every month or every year you change based on what players you like at the time or what manager comes in. Then I think it's our duty to at least support the team. a handful of players on this team that I don't think should even be in Liverpool anymore. But every day they play behind them. There's players I don't like on the team when I see the team sheet, but I support it. Meaning, Klopp is with these players every day in training. If he sees something that looks right to him, then I'm going to go with it. Just hope for the best. But never go into a game thinking we're going to lose it. Hell, I don't even go into a game thinking we're going to draw because I feel like on our day, hopefully we have more on our days, we can beat anybody. I really, truly believe that. I'm not just saying it because it's something that I hope. I really believe that we can. And so as long as I feel that way, I will always be confident in what we can do. Marlon, what's up? 18 games unbeaten. Some fans are fickle. Yeah, that's the thing people forget. 18. And we had the streak at home. Unfortunately, we just lost at the West Brom. So look, it's tough, man. It's beyond frustrating. It sucks. It's all the other descriptions you can use. But at the same time, that's a really good. I don't remember the last time Liverpool has been on a run like that. I don't. And they were against sides that we struggled with, breaking down and struggled to win games ugly, and we did it. We're 2 games just for examples, and some of the other teams just blew away. So there's no way all of a sudden we're just a bad team. It just doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. There's something that took place between the City match, or even between the City match and Swansea. I don't know what that is, but I trust Klopp to get that right. More importantly, to get that right. We go again, as the saying goes. We go again. Carlos David, what's up, man? January is always a ball breaker. Keep the faith. It is, and we don't want to continue to that. Hopefully, that's not something that we have to continue saying, because we shouldn't. We are a Liverpool Football Club, and we shouldn't fear when January comes. Now, it felt really great. January came in, we were looking good. Beating teams. And then you start to feel that kind of similar feeling that we had last season, which I think was far worse than what we're doing now, to be honest. But we lost to Swansea last year around the same time, and it has that feeling like we've seen this movie before. Is this really what's going to happen right now? January's unfortunately not been the best for us, but we got to just dust ourselves off. The great thing about all this is that we have another game. Tuesday, a way to just right our wrongs. Huddersfield, again, it's the Premier League, so it could be a tough game. It could really be a tough game. We need to be on it from the jump. At some point, we got to find a way to get out of this funk. We really do. And Huddersfield is the next chance to do that. So I'm optimistic that we can. Owen, yes, but for us to lose to Swansea, Marlon, doesn't make sense. It doesn't. Yeah, no, it definitely does. I mean, we should definitely be beaten. I think at the same time, we got to give Swansea and West Brom to a bigger degree, actually, because I personally think Pardew had a very great tactical approach to that game. I think a lot of us thought they'd sit back like Swansea did, and to a degree they did, but they kind of found that right spot to be all game. And they attacked us, obviously. Those goals didn't just come from set pieces. That was made to look like, I don't know, take your pick. A world-class striker against us. But we are known to do that, which is really frustrating, to allow these teams really good, against us, and allow them to really continue to kind of show and prove ways that they can get at Liverpool. At the end of the day, the best way to beat us is to park the bus and catch us on the counter, catch us slipping, because more times than not, we will slip and we'll gift you something, whether it be a set piece, a through ball, a missed punch from the keeper, whatever. There's a plethora of different kind of football follies that you'll see when you watch Liverpool play. So, a lot needs to be changed, but I think for the most part, it's the mentality in this team. And you think by this point we'd have that, especially some of the guys who've been there longer than others. Ox is new. Virgil van Dijk is new. Salah as well as he's still new, but clearly he's doing his thing. So it's a mentality thing. It's very, in my opinion, it's less about the skill level, although some players are kind of questionable for a Liverpool Football Club team, but to me it's more a mentality thing. Marlon, Klopp spent most of his 15-year playing career at Mainz before going on to become their longest-serving manager from 2001 to 2008, during which they achieved promotion to the Bundesliga. Yes, which to me is a winner, and that's why I said I agree with that, Marlon. That's why I was saying, like, he is a winner. It's a winner's mentality. He's been successful everywhere he's been. Sure, he would like to win more titles. Sure, he would like to win Champions Leagues. I think everybody would. But to say he's not a winner based on him not, maybe I guess the fellow earlier was saying based on him not winning the Champions League, or that he hasn't won anything substantial with Liverpool. But yeah, no, I agree with you, Marlon. I love the dude, and I'll support him until he's his last day at Liverpool. Not blindly. I mean, to me, there's no way right now at this time to be saying, "Oh, I wish this is the other one we see a lot." Oh, I wish we had Ancelotti, Klopp out. He's no better than Brendan Rodgers. Everybody can have their opinion. That's fine. I'm not knocking you for an opinion, but as for me and mine, Klopp is the guy for us. That's how I feel. Carlos Davis, Swansea were coming off some good results, when you look, and that's what I've been saying, But no, people just look at Swansea and they see how bad they've been. They see that they're the last team in the Premier League, and they think that they can't put a game together, and beat teams. And I get it. It is Swansea. We should be beating them. At the same time, if we don't, you got to give credit to the team. And it's to me, it's disrespectful to say, oh, they're struggling at the bottom, and we should have destroyed them. Or I mean, we beat them 5-0 early in the season. Team, meaning the way they were set up to play under a different player manager at that. You got a guy coming in who gave them obviously a fresh kind of outlook on things, gave them some confidence. A man said from the last few results, some players on their team, the way they scored the goal and the way they won, and the way we weren't clinical enough is frustrating, yes. And I spoke about it before. We tried and we just couldn't get through. It's one of those days. To me, the West Brom game was more painful than the Swansea game. And we actually scored goals in the West Brom game. So, but that to me was it was just a bit more irritating. Not a bit. It was highly. I mean, the levels of irritation for me, West Brom takes it all day than the Swansea game. Swansea had been on a decent run. Correct me if I'm wrong, somebody, but they had been on a decent run and really stood up for that game against us. So, sorry I'm so late with these comments. Strider, lots of things happen in football that don't make sense. That's football, isn't it? Yeah. A lot of things happen in football that don't make sense. Yeah, that is football. It is. It happens. Says Owen. Back-to-back titles under Klopp at Borussia. Yep. Yeah, Strider's the man. He definitely knows. Bundesliga will definitely kill games off. An old defensive midfielder to keep would help. That would be tremendous for us. Longest time. We need somebody nasty. We need somebody dirty. In the best way of being dirty, not necessarily getting red cards, but I think we're getting that in the sense with Keita. I'm not sure sees him. It's funny to me that people get irritated when there's comparison between him and Conte. I think the comparisons are valid. I don't think they're necessarily the same player. They have a lot of the same attributes, a lot of the same characteristics. To me, one of the only real differences is forward-thinking player. He's going to score you goals. He's going to be involved pieces, assist. But I mean, he's definitely they definitely are both very, very defensive minded. It seems like maybe Conte a bit more. They cover a lot of the ground. Very short guys that really they aren't scared of anything. They're tough. They run all over the field. They run all day. I mean, there are a lot more similarities than I think people talk about. So that's my feeling about that. The Prem is a lot more competitive. It is. It really is, and that's year by year, especially with these teams that kind of just kind of go for broke, nothing to lose, coming from the championship. Guys playing hard, they can shock a few teams. Owen, you really like Matt to believe he is a very good defender with PVD. 1 or 2 mistakes and only one led to a goal. Yeah, I liked him in the first season with us. He's kind of faded for me. I said it in the video yesterday, just after the game. He looks very unorthodox, very paranoid, just kind of sloppy. Um, and I think he can be good. And like a lot of our players, on their day, he could be really, really good. But I don't know, man. He's um, he likes the capability for me sometimes to make really, really simple moves. I mean, he did a back heel in the game yesterday that was just totally unnecessary and just silly. And again, some of the things he's doing, if it's Klavan or more so Lovren, he's getting death threats. You know what I mean? Like that. So Matip needs to be set. I think you need to put Lovren to see what you got. I'm pretty sure every time Virgil's been playing, it's been with Matip. Correct me if I'm wrong. Matip been and Virgil. Anyway, we'll see with that. Um, let me try to scroll down and stay up with you guys, man. Sorry. Permanent left back should be Robbo. I agree with that, Owen. We still need someone else because Moreno needs to head back to Spain ASAP. He's just too small. Yeah. Let me see. Ray M, what's up, man? First comment from you, Marie George. When you realize Pochettino scouted Coutinho Espanol. Hello, fellow Reds. Yeah. That is British football. Bring your A game, says Carlos David. Totally agree. Marlon says if Chelsea lose against Bournemouth and we beat Huddersfield, we go back to third. And that's, I think people would see that and think, well, what's the chance of that? Chelsea are now too. They're still doing better than us in the grand scheme of things, but they're out there searching. I don't know if anybody knows if they got a striker yet, Dzeko or whoever, but they're looking for stuff to. I mean, they're looking for kind of a boost in the morale in that team. So, I mean, yeah, if they lose to Bournemouth, at the end of the day, we got to handle our business. 2 losses in a row is never good, and you want to quickly right that wrong. So, Huddersfield, and hopefully beat them handedly. Keita reminds me of Conte. Yeah, like Essien. That's a good shout too. I just think they're very similar. I think they're very similar. There are obviously some differences and things that aren't the same or similar, but to me, I think they're quite similar, and I think just more than people would really be ready to say. News about losing Coutinho is that we get a better shape with Keita. We will be a nightmare to break through next season. I hope so, and I believe that definitely could be right. Marlon, some of your messages are getting retracted, man. Carlos David, yeah, Essien could do both. He sure could. Marlon says Keita is a dynamic box-to-box midfielder. He is also able to distribute the ball with range and accuracy. Spot on. And I think that's what. And this time I've seen Conte do things that because I don't see it much of it. He plays the game with such ease, Conte, man. Anytime I watch Chelsea, that's the player I'm watching. Not Hazard, not anybody. Him and Alonso, actually. I like Conte, I like Alonso. But Conte, and then the strength, the kind of a strength that, at least for me, I wouldn't have thought that he had. He fooled me, and I'm starting to see a lot of guys in and around that height who kind of have this unassuming strength about them. Salah has it. I don't think Salah is as small as Conte, but Salah has it, especially when he's playing against bigger, stronger defenders. We saw that against that bum from, I forget what team he came from. Was it Hull or something? But anyway, yeah, Conte's strength is incredible, and I think we're getting that, and maybe Keita really. Keita's a bull, so I'm excited about that. Matip is getting to that Gary Cahill level where his game he managed Ray and a great point. And again, we're seeing it, so Klopp's got to see it, man. He's got to see with these certain players, and really, really, with this coaching staff, get together and be like, look, this might be make or break. Who we're keeping in this team, and just make the decision. Going into the game, I wasn't terribly disappointed with Mignolet starting. Um, I said it in the video after the game. I had kind of tried to support Mignolet as best as I could, and I thought honestly he was the better of the two. They're both garbage, but I thought he was narrowly, a little bit better than Karius. But the other side was, it's too much flip flopping. You keep changing the goalkeepers. Go with one. You said Karius was your goalkeeper. Go with one. I guess on the other side is that if you make Karius your number one, you got to have another keeper play the cup competition or FA Cup, because I doubt that he's going to put Mignolet in the Champions League now. In the league and Champions League and the FA Cup. So it is what it is. Everybody, your thoughts on? I'm sure there's some comments in here on Robo. Do you think that was just? Do you think that Robo should have started? Do you think it was just a rotation thing and he's been playing so many games? Are you confident with Henderson starting against Huddersfield? Do you want to see a whole new midfield? Give me some of your opinions. Claude Macaulay. Yeah, a lot of people have said that Macaulay didn't have great things to say about him. I remember a while ago when they asked him about it. But yeah, that's definitely close. Owen McGuver, I love this channel, bro. Keep it up. Thanks, Owen, man. I appreciate that, bro. I really do. Where do we stand with Chan? I don't know, but I'm not liking a lot of things people saying about Chan. And yes, I'm probably Chan's biggest fan. I get it. But all the stuff about him shouldn't be captain because his mind's not there and he's leaving anyway. First of all, we don't know that. Just because he hasn't signed anything doesn't mean. Listen, at the end of the day, when you look at Emre Can play, nobody can question his dedication to this team. So I can't tell by the way he's playing on the field. I don't care what's going on with him and his reason. I really don't, and it's not because I like him, but it's because if he was showing on the field that his mind was somewhere else, in my opinion, he's not. Then I'd be more concerned with that. To me, he's not doing that. So, I mean, at this point, if Henderson and Miller aren't playing, you're going to have kind of this kind of musical chairs of captains. That's what it's going to be. So again, it's one of the things you trust Klopp to give. I mean, who else do you give it to if not him? Is it Firmino? Does he strike you as a captain kind of character? I mean, does he? I mean, I love Firmino, but I don't know if he's captain material necessarily. Especially not at this point. I think Emre Can is a good call. It's unfortunate that we lost twice with him there. It's unfortunate that we've lost twice with Virgil van Dijk in our defense. I don't think anybody saw either one of those things coming. More so the Virgil van Dijk thing, but. I don't mind Emery having it. I don't think a lot of people were worried about Coutinho having it, and he definitely wanted to go. Like, that was clear about that. So it is what it is. I know Coutinho was a lot of people's favorite, and for a lot of good reasons. I get that. As far as from what I've seen from the fan base and certain players, but against City, Chan is most people are. We got to sign Chan, and it'd be a shame if we let him go for free, and then after a couple of games, he's dog shit. So I don't know. It is what it is. I mean, there's times when Chan, he just looks like a Rolls Royce out there, just mowing down the field, chasing guys down, making good passes. Just a huge presence. There's other games where he's very, very slow, and that irritates me, just getting the ball and making a decision with it. And he's a little risky with some of the challenges because he's not the fastest player. I think we all know that. He makes up for that with effort, though, to me, and just passion to be playing football. And for Liverpool, Genie's very up and down, and he goes missing far too many games. I mean, I love Genie, but yeah, Genie it's almost like he's as good as the team is kind of how you rate him. You know what I mean? And City was one of those games. I think he was great against City, but we were collectively really, really good against City until those last 10, 15 minutes, whatever it was. Though, you know what I mean? Like because no one really stood out in a negative way. Again, not until the last few minutes from large parts of that game because we just dominated them. So. Carlos David, Liverpool armband is a heavyweight. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't want to have or let go of Chan or Hendo. I definitely don't want to let go of Chan. I need to see how Hendo finishes the season off. If he gets another injury, though, a bench player for me. Come off the bench, maybe. I thought to his credit, I thought he did good coming off the bench yesterday. I really did. Got the ball moving faster, made some passes. First thing you saw when he came on was him clapping the team up. And whether you think he's a leader or not, I don't see that. I want to see that because I think if you are the captain, that it's possible they can feed off that, especially in a game like that where it looked like although we were trying again, it just looks like we waited a little bit too late. That goal we got was good to see, but it was too little, too late. So yeah, I felt a lot more comfortable with Milner and Hendo on. Says Owen, yeah, when they came on, it definitely, and that's a crazy thing because we complain that that's who we have coming off, but then you're shocked. Felt almost like, well, wow, these three guys, even Ings, who I don't rate at all, but I think him coming on, all three of them really, really put some newness, something into that team. And so that was a shock, but that was good. Neither of them are defensive mids. End of story, Carlos David. Yeah, it's pretty simple, pretty true. Marlon Henry, Emre Can is a baller. I just wanted to stay focused. He has the talent to make the naysayers eat their words. I agree with that, Marlon. So of course I agree with you, but no, that's true. I mean, and he's still so young. I think we forget that. Still, and even at this young age, he's got a load of experience. Bags of talent, I think. But yeah, he does need to stay focused, especially with some of those tackles that he makes, and just keeping his head in the game for a whole game. I want to see more of that consistent. I think he's definitely a fall for that sometimes. Hendo needs to be a 60-minute player and build up. Even with his performances yesterday, he's lost that durable. No question, and that is part of injuries too, though. Injuries, not being in the team, and yeah, I mean, a lot of times it seems like the pace of the game is just way too fast for Henderson. In the game yesterday and was able to really leave somewhat of a mark on the game. Alberto can go. Ray, I agree with that. Another player that Klopp has had so much confidence in. And listen, people are ready to say give him a pass because he's been out. Because Klopp didn't. Klopp put him in the game after it looked like Moreno was saying that he didn't feel like he was ready throughout the week. You heard Klopp's press conference and you thought, oh, he might play today. I didn't think it was going to happen, but it did. And again, you support it, but you're not surprised that he doesn't perform well. At least I wasn't. So yeah, that's that. Hendo's carrying an injury. Yeah, he is. He looks like he's ready to play through it, or we're getting really thin in the midfield. So we need to find Mane more games, or more in games. Carlos said, yeah. This whole cut back in thing and almost like waiting for defenders to come. It's just weird. The play he's showing this year, man, it's really strange. He's not taking guys on as much. I don't know what it's down to. But I trust he'll come out of it. And again, like the rest of the team, hopefully the next game is a game that we can maybe start to see. We see, and he has, if he's watching tape back or film, however they do in the locker room or whatever, that there's something missing from what he was doing. I mean, he's still as good. I mean, he's the same man, but there were certain things he was doing with ease last season. I don't know if he's carrying something or if it's a low confidence thing or whatever the case may be. And I think he will. I'm gonna talk about this VAR in a second too, because I want to know you guys' opinion on that. Too much focus on getting ball to and it's almost like he fed into because remember that game against, was it Chelsea, where he didn't square that ball, and we ended up. Oh no, it was Everton. I think it was the Everton game. And everybody was saying, he's jealous of Salah. He's a greedy player. I mean, all this foolish, and it does seem like he fed into that. Like somebody told him that, and he was like, "Oh, well, then let me change my game." It didn't happen, but it definitely seems that way. Rayam, I think Klopp is really going for the Champions League. All these first team changes means he's sharpening them up for next month. Yeah, and again, that's still a possibility. And I think this is kind of our tournament. I talked about this when I had Greg on. This is we've done well in this competition with far lesser teams than we have now, in my opinion. So impossible. It's going to be tough, but it's not impossible. He did the same thing this time last year, and I was pissed, but we pushed through. and got the top four. We did, and that's kind of what I started out with, was saying. It may be a little nervous. It may be a roll of dice, but we did it last season, and again, I think we're a better team now. The league is better as well now, but I believe we can do it. You would think that we were in eighth place right now, struggling to get fifth or fourth, but we're in the top four, and people still are very doubtful and negative about our chances. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. I was like, I never seen message retracted like that, Marlon. So I'm glad everything's cool though. Says the Scum United fan talking about knocking me out because I said this YouTuber has 2K likes just for eating candy and that's it. What a clown. Yeah, I mean, Marlon says you never walk alone, red. Yeah, I mean, it is amazing to me, and it is what it is. I'm not sour because I don't have thousands of subscribers. But it is funny, you see certain channels and you see what's appealing to certain people and what isn't. But that's the world we live in. It is what it is. A lot of these people are platforms and companies and stuff that are out here to help us small YouTubers. And they link with them, and then they go on and do some great things. I think it's cool. I like this kind of way that we do it. Very minimal, very just kind of like off the top. Very genuine people like you guys who come and actually. I mean, this to me means everything. This interaction with all you guys, Ray, Marlon, Carlos. I mean, all you guys, man. Where's my man at? Mark Lewis, Owen, of course, Strider. All you guys, man. This is why we keep doing this. I mean, it's not for anything else. What I mean, it's not like we're not watching the subscribers necessarily every week. When they come, it's really nice, especially when they move in a very. But this is why I do stuff like this, because I know I'm talking to real fans and I'm communicating. We're having dialogue about the team we love. This is why I do it, and it's great. So the more or the better it will be. Ray M. I'm sure Bobby would fit. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it would be awful. When I think about the players on our team, I think about leaders. There's only a couple of people, and I think Virgil van Dijk is definitely one of those. Although I'm not sure what that was West Brom game. I just feel like things happen so fast, and next thing you know, in like, I don't know, 60 seconds, whatever it was, 90 seconds. So I think the game just really got out of hand early, and then I don't know, but Van Dijk I do see as that kind of character, that kind of figure of being a leader, captain material, and I see it in Emery. And for me, I just don't know. I don't know. He doesn't really seem so vocal anyway. Yeah, that's not true though, because I have seen moments when he's done. I don't know. I don't think it's a bad choice. It just wouldn't be my first. So I don't disagree with you. I just he's not a guy I would necessarily think of naturally that can come in and do that. Especially going through this bumpy ride again. I don't know why he keeps changing captains though. Says Ray M. Yeah, that's another thing. I mean, you gotta stick with one person. I mean, you can't just keep tossing it around. I agree with that. I mean, you can, but but it's Klopp, man. He's got his own ways, man, and certain things he does, I guess, and maybe this just is not one of those things. But what can you do? Marlon Hiller, you're a cool guy. I want to meet you. Oh man, thank you, thanks, man. Yeah, no, I would love to meet all you guys at some point, man. One way or another. I was looking at Arsenal Fan TV, and they have this thing every year, I guess, in New Orleans, where it's called the Gooner Grawl. I need to look this up. Is there's anything? Does anybody know there's something? Is there any kind of meetup like that, like a reunion of Liverpool fans anywhere in the world? I'll look here on stateside. I know you guys are from all over the place, but yeah, if they had something like that, that would be great. That we all could just kind of meet up and meet up in person and have some of these same conversations. Thanks, Ray. It's all love, he says. The Reds keep us going. We'll find our little community. That's right. That's right. Marlins is where the mighty Reds. Damn right. Strider. Shout out to all my Liverpool fans around the world. No doubt, everybody shouts on Mercure. Things would do for a couple more seasons. Stevie as captain. Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about Stevie being captain. I'm sorry, I read that right, and then but in my mind I was thinking you meant manager. Yeah, yeah, I definitely wouldn't mind that either. Um, yeah, I agree. I agree. We need that, and I think people make this argument about really liking Henderson because they're comparing him to Stevie, but they're in the two totally different stratospheres. It's not about people wanting him to be like Stevie because he can't. Um, skill wise, mentality wise, heart wise, I mean that's just not how he's built, and that's okay. But I mean, it was never about comparing him to Stevie. That's kind of even almost disrespectful to even consider in anybody's mind to me. But that's me. Strider, yeah, I saw that. Look dope. Yeah, it does look cool, man. So that's something I definitely want to look into. Yeah, Ray M. Yeah, I've been to Carragher's bar and it was really really cool, and they are packed up there. So I wouldn't be surprised if there is something in New York, if anywhere. Um, but I don't know, man. We've got fans everywhere, man, and it's really places you wouldn't even imagine. So I don't know. Like I said, I'll look it up and see if there's something we can do. My mate, what's up, man? Good to see you. Ray M says they have a big fan base there. I'd love to go sometime in May watching the last league game with them. Yeah, I might even do that. So if you definitely do that, if you're definitely doing that, let's link. That happened last year, the last game of the season. I watched it at Carragher's bar, and that was cool. So but VAR, this guys, but yay, no, or is it too early to say? Do you guys like VAR? Do you think it's important that we have it, and maybe we just kind of figure out? Because I thought we'd have more time half before halftime. I thought it'd be way more than 4 minutes because the ref was taking all day with. I think it was the penalty. He was watching it like 8 to 9 times. Like that one or two times, and you got it. And he should have made the call from the beginning. This is the thing about VAR. I think refs will come to depend more on that than making the right calls because every VAR decision was correct. But the penalty and the offsides, they should have gotten that in open play and waste time with the VAR. But the VAR definitely did help us in that game. But I like it. They just got to really figure out what they're going to do. I know they're doing a trial period now, but you got to cut out all that time in between. And if you're not going to cut all that time, you got to add that accordingly, and at least 6 minutes there, and stoppage time for the first half and extra time. It was kind of disappointing. Way too much time in between players running over to the ref, and just got to figure out a way to do it right. And I think it could work. Cause let's be honest, there's so many times where calls go against teams, and certain calls can affect seasons and affect where you place and all types of things. So if they're going to do it, we got to be consistent with it and just figure out the different aspects to make it a clean kind of transition to having a VAR full time. So I don't mind it. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I don't mind it. This year's preseason will be in U.S. I hope it is. That'll be nice, but I hope it's somewhere on the East Coast as opposed to, it's California and all that. But I would like it if it was somewhere on the East Coast. I'm not holding my breath or too optimistic about that. But Ray M says, I like VAR, especially when we got robbed in the Europa final. I think it's going to be faster as they use it more. Yeah, I agree. I think just like anything else, it's trial and error, and the more you do it, the better you get. But I think it definitely should be in the game, personally. If like VAR, Bobby would have scored. Yeah, I hear you on that, bro. But something about that moment, I'm not just saying this, man. I didn't feel and I don't know why, I just didn't feel so confident with that shot. That was a chance for us to really jump on them early, or I guess draw at that point because I think it was 2-1 already. But at least just get back in the game, and that one moment could have changed the game. Getting that goal, and we also obviously would have had a draw. Replay irritated, but I'm not ready to blame Firmino for anything though. I mean, the penalties are one-offs. You know what I mean? It happens. I'm not going to blame him for that. Ray and facts. Owen big. Yeah. Yeah. Um, Strider, I don't mind VAR as long as it takes 60 seconds maximum for a decision. Yeah, it's got to be that. They got to cut it down to something. I mean, it's and like I said, and I know they're new to it too, but I mean, this guy kept looking at that same loop of the penalty. It was an obvious penalty. It took too long. It took too long, and as long as they can work that out, I think we're good. Strider, the hope on football is it being free flowing sport, especially with the way Klopp plays. And like ours messing our men. Yeah, no, that's true. That it could kill us. VAR could kill us. And that's a good point. That's a good point. That's actually an exceptional point. Yeah, I agree with that. Cried when he hit the bar. Yeah, it's one of them things, man. It's just so gut wrenching. It's just damn, we can't catch a break. We can't catch a break, man. Is the goal he did get, you just knew it was going in because that's a Firmino special. You know what I mean? That's the flick special. He's mastered that. And I'm pretty sure almost every time he does it from now on, it's going in. At least that's how I feel. It's guaranteed. That penalty shot, I don't know. And even when he shoots it, it looks true. I think it hits it right up in the corner and just bing. Yeah, and Firmino seems like one of them guys that certain things like that can affect his confidence going throughout the game, in my opinion. Of course, I say that, but then there's been times when he's missed a shot like that, or a shot that he normally would make, and then he's come back and gotten it. So I don't know. I mean, how accurate of a statement that is, but it does feel like sometimes it kind of affects his confidence. Whereas Salah, he's going to shoot all day. Yeah, he'll take 20 shots, and just hope for the best. But yeah, definitely not going to blame Firmino for that. Strider also didn't like Bobby taking the penalty. I like people like Milner, yeah, who just smashed him hard. Right. Yeah, it just seems like that build up to it was too much going through his mind, maybe, and just shanked it to the right. Yeah, I mean, definitely would have preferred Milner out there. It's a little more comfortable. He's shown how consistent he can be with that. Of course, he's missed one here recently too. I can't remember what team he was, but over Firmino on that spot. Milner obviously wasn't in the game, so who do you get to go? Salah there, Mane. It's one of those, man. It's one of those. And I feel I'd like to see Ox step up and take one. I don't want to get too floppy with it, but because we get it penalty again, who's taking it? So is Firmino just on them if Firmino's not in? I don't know. Owen, I love Firmino. Hope he doesn't become unhappy for whatever reason. Yeah, I think Firmino's there to stay. Hopefully we'll sign that extended contract sooner than later. But yeah, overall, man, just wanted to come back and talk about some things. Want Solanke to get a chance ASAP. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that he hasn't. Klopp's gone with Ings lately. What do you guys think about Sturridge? Do you think he's leaving? I think all signs point to him leaving. Onto the field, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what Klopp has kind of in store for him or what's going on with that, but we need all we can get right now. And I don't think Sturridge would have been the worst idea to have at this point. So, but yeah, I just want to come through and talk about the game a little bit. Yeah, it looks like Danny is gone, says Ray M. It's crazy. Yeah, Owen says the same thing. Yeah, it's definitely looking like that. Pass off a little optimism. I definitely get upset about results like this, but and again, we don't all have to think the same, but I just hope that some of you guys at least could I don't think you guys are going to be saying anything like I'm not a Liverpool fan anymore, or it's shameful or I'm embarrassed to be a Liverpool fan, but just trusting the boys, man. And I know that's some people will say, well, how can we do that after 2 results like that? I get it. But you get dark days in football, man, and being a fan of this club, unfortunately, we've experienced a lot of this over the last few seasons, far too long. But we're hanging there with the team. We support the team through thick and thin. And trust me, man, you'll feel better for it. You know what I mean? You feel better for it if you try to remain as positive as you can, even in light of these terrible results. Ray M, it's tough, but he's not done for sure. Yeah. Strider, that's a good question, man. I wouldn't mind him now. And how good Solanke looked in preseason, I think Klopp might have jumped the gun on that. Wasn't Origi double digits last season in goals, all competitions? I mean, another guy who I wouldn't mind coming off the bench. But Origi doesn't seem to be doing too well in Germany either necessarily. I don't even think he's starting like that consistently. So might be another season, a frustrating season for him. Marlon, I'm definitely going to fly out to New York this year. Oh, great. Where you at, Marlon? Where you live? Let me know where you from, man. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing. We're gonna be doing these even much more often. Well, it's much more often, at least once a week. Like I said, next time, hopefully, my man GBC TV will be on to join. If you haven't followed him, please do it. All types of topics though for him, man. He watches literally every damn game that's televised. I don't know how he does it. He watches so many damn games, work and with the family and everything. I mean, the guy's amazing. He watches. I thought I watched a lot of games. This guy's and a lot, but he talks about that. Yeah, he's got music blogs, music videos, videos where he's talking about musical topics, hip hop. Really good channel, and yeah, if you haven't subscribed, go check him out. And yeah, that would be cool. Bob will do some serious business. Owen, yeah, he's got to. I think he knows that, and honestly, man, I'm happy about this season so far, and looking forward to this whole business part of the season. But I'm so excited for next season, man. If nothing else, just get Naby in. I mean, I cannot wait to see him in a red shirt and see how he rips the Premier League apart. I mean, I can't wait. I can't wait. But we got to have some other people around him. You know, some of these players just are not Liverpool players. I'm not going to get into the whole list of that. Support them while they're still here. We all know they're just not fit for Liverpool. They're not. They're not. Many of them maybe not even to be on the bench. But if they are going to be around, they need to be on the bench. Or they need to be shipped out. I mean, we have no space anymore for the weak mentality of some of these players. Everybody has a bad game. Everybody plays a bad game. Every manager has a bad day or a few bad days of tactics or whatever. But we shipped out, and I look forward to that happening sooner than later. Regis still young. Tell you that right now, he's going to be growing. Ray M, yeah. At Marlon, I'm in England, Southwest London, bro. Okay, man, that's what's up. Let's see, Ray M, I appreciate this though. Happy week, Reds. Yeah, Ray, thanks, man. I appreciate you. Rhode Island. Oh, cool. Stateside. That's what's up, man. Marlon, you never walk alone at Ray M. Yes, indeed. Scouts, yeah. I figured Owen, you were Scouts, bro. It's good to see you, man. Really appreciate you. Ray M. Never walk alone. Marlon, yeah. It's good to see you. LC fans from all over. It's great to see it, man. It's great, and we're gonna come in here and do a video sooner than later, just about kind of the idea from people. Early, I probably made the mistake of casting a broad brush over all of Liverpool, people from Liverpool, and that's probably not fair. And I probably was wrong doing that. But there are a certain amount, call it a minority, fans from all over the world are plastic fans, and they'll say some of the nastiest things to you. I'm at a point now, I'm a grown man, it doesn't bother me, but it's a topic that I wanted to speak about just to get people's ideas. In my opinion, is Liverpool wouldn't be anywhere near as close to being. I mean, they wouldn't be as big a team as they are now if it wasn't for having this kind of worldwide following, support. People traveling from all over the place to watch Liverpool, spending money on merchandise, tickets, memorabilia. You know what I mean? Traveling up and down the country, the world to see Liverpool Football Club play. So it's an interesting topic. That also racism coming up after seeing a video that 100% Chelsea posted. But yeah, those will probably be some of the topics in the next video. So For anybody who is not cool with racism speaking, and about if you're a Liverpool fan who feels like us from other countries are plastic, then you might not want to tune in, or maybe you do, just to maybe get a little information. But those will be the next kind of videos that we do. That's have to say about that. Oh shit, comments coming in. LFC 5 times. Where's Onyx? Oh, he's out. He's probably outside kicking the ball or something. Or in the living room. But he will be on the next video for sure. He wants to get on, so I'm definitely gonna bring him. Army Cure, 100% right. Yeah. Yeah, Marlon. I know we spoke about that too from that other channel who I don't need to mention again. But yeah, it's really a shame to see that. It's really a shame to see that, and also it seems like tourist fans are getting blamed for ticket prices, and it's just crazy, man. At the end of the day, I've had my battles, if you will, with Liverpool fans, and if you guys have followed Redman TV, you've seen in some of the comment sections, maybe even some of you at a certain point, we had, I won't say battles, but disagreements. All gonna have our different opinions, but when it comes to stuff like that, it's kind of bizarre to me, really. It really is. But that's what it is, and like I said, it's probably a minority people who feel that way. That's worth talking about, and just to see what people think, why we think it's that way. So enough about that. I don't want to get too much into it. We'll talk about it when we do the video. But those will probably be the next videos. That could change. It could be something else. Depends on how the week goes between now and then. And I'll probably talk about that. But those will definitely be the topics in and around some of the ideas that I've had. Strider, we need to transfer Karius to Calvin Klein to be a male model for a transfer fee of $60 million because he's useless. Yeah, there's some guy on another channel calls him a hairdresser. Yeah, he's definitely got that on point. I wish his game looked as good as he thought he looked. So, but what are you gonna do? Marlon, I love Liverpool, always will. Damn right. LC 5 times, my man Onyx. If we were close, I'd definitely coach him a few football skills. Yeah, he love it too, man. He loves football. He's crazy about it. So LC 5 times a year, straight. Haha, the man is too good looking to be a goalkeeper. Yeah. Soybeans waves. Hello. Hey, how you doing? Hope you're being safe out there, babe. Adam Robo, never walk alone. Missed the show. Sorry, bro. Oh, don't be sorry, man. I'm glad to see you guys. There's 10 viewers now. A set time for these, so people do know who want to tune in. That means a lot to me, though, Adam. Like, I don't want you to be sorry, but I'm glad that you wanted to make it. But you missing it is no biggie. We'll have more. Hey, good show, guys. Like again, by here by myself, and that it went well. We'll have George. We'll have Greg back next time. George, I don't know what I'm thinking. I guess it's the G words, but yeah, I'm gonna sign off. And again, thank all of you guys, man. Much love. Can't thank you enough. You keep us going, man. You really do. Thank you, Marlon. Hope to see you every week, bro. I'm gonna hold you to that now, though. Regiment Doug LFC, what's up, man? Keep at it. Viewers will come. Oh yeah. I'm not really concerned with it, man. Like I said, it's fun for me. This is what we have now. Is cool. That can't be the worst thing, but with you guys, a lot of you guys day ones, a lot of you guys faithful, always coming to the channel, always leaving really positive comments, uplifting a lot of times. A lot of times after games, you feel so down, and I look forward to seeing you guys' comments, man. Trust me, I really do. I look forward to seeing you guys' comments and having these conversations with you. So, yep. Oh yeah. What's your opinion on Klopp out or stay? Says Michael. Klopp in. Definitely Klopp in. Yeah, I'm faithful to Klopp. No question. Van Dyke. I'm Eagle, by the way, if you remember. Nah. Sorry, man. Refresh my memory. I can't say that I remember that, which kind of embarrassed by that. But nah, I have a terrible memory anyway, honestly. But with most things, I think Klopp definitely stays or should stay. We need to be patient with him. I mean, we're in a day and age. I was just saying, talking to the wife about this earlier today, I think, or maybe last night. thing is, we need to have it right away, especially when you see coaches like Conte come in, win it right away first season. Guardiola come in, win it the second season, get him in Champions League. We get to start comparing ourselves to other teams, and that's a losing battle every time anyway. So, this is your team. This is every team has their own set of issues and situations, and we need to just be focused on ours. But yeah, if you're comparing him to other coaches, probably lose patience sooner than later. Yeah, don't be. I'm just some dude on the internet. Nah, in the grand scheme of things, yeah, but so am I. Just I'm doing the internet. At the same time, I appreciate everybody who comes through. You to say that means that we must have spoken before, and so I knew who you were at some point. But yeah, I would like to know if you can refresh my memory because I honestly don't remember. I definitely don't see you just some dude on the internet, to be honest. Clap in for Marlon. Yeah. Clap in, Van Dyke. Yeah, cool. How do you think LFC will do in the Champions League? I was very excited, but with recent games, I'm just not too optimistic, and that's fine. I get that. That's fair. We all are human. We all have human feelings. Like if you feel that way, I'm not knocking you. But my feeling is we will do well. What does that mean? Is what I think we can win the Champions League. Maybe I'm crazy, but I think we can get past Porto. They had a really significant injury. I don't know how serious it'll be for him and how long he'll be out, but they lose Pereira, the defensive midfielder, who's really, really good. And the rumors were we were in for him. I don't know how many seasons ago. I think maybe even this recent off season or summertime. But Porto are a good team, and I think to an extent the Portuguese league, as far as the team that they have and how consistently they do well in the Champions League, and then certain players that come out of that league, managers as well. It's Portugal, so they've got a really good stock of players there, and some of the players that they bring in from different countries. It's a decent league. It's a decent league with some really good players. So Porto won't be a walk in the park. It won't be easy. But I believe on our day we can beat any team. I really believe that. Brazil, Juventus, Real Madrid, PSG. I just think when we're playing together and for each other and fighting and 100% tuned in and believing to what Klopp is, I really think we can beat anybody. So that's my long answer. Sorry about that, but yeah, I feel like we'll do well. But I understand how recent games leave people less optimistic. I get it. It doesn't leave me less optimistic. I have some concerns with certain things in the team, but I just feel that we'll turn it around. It can't get any worse than what it's at now, in my opinion. So I think we'll turn it around. Strider, all right, bro. See you next time. Marlon, we will beat Porto. That's the spirit. That's what I'm talking about. Van Dyke LFC, we can beat anyone. Exactly. That's how I agree, man. Michael Brand, great response. Thanks. You're welcome, man. Thanks. Good question. Virgil Van Dyke LFC, nobody wants to meet us. Yeah, honestly, I feel that way. You know what I mean? And of course, there'll be teams that see these games that we're struggling in and maybe try to do the same thing. They'll try to do the same thing. So we gotta be mindful of that. But it's in our hands. So Adam, we have a list of targets and we won't budge on them, and none of them are available in January. Yeah, I think some of them probably could have been available. I think it's a question of. That's why I want to ask you. Do you think Klopp is just? Is he the kind of manager the kind of manager that will never throw the board under the bus, the owners? Do you think? That's what I'm asking. Do you think it's him not wanting to buy players, or do you think the owners are keeping the team back, keeping him from buying players for one reason or another? I'm neither FSG or I'm neither FSG in or FSG out. I honestly don't care who our owners are. You know what I'm saying, as long as we're getting players in that can help us compete, and we have a good manager, and we have both of those things. In my opinion, we could do better with players, but we're doing pretty good in my opinion, especially since Klopp has been there. But yeah, I want to know you guys' opinion. Do you think that it's the owners, or do you just think Klopp is one of them guys who he just waits for the right player, and if he doesn't have that, then he's not going to just bring in random guys? Um, okay. Marlon, the spirit of 2005 all over again, deja vu. Yeah, definitely feels, um, definitely feels like that, and can be that. So only go for players that he really wants, says Van Dyke. Yeah. I mean, the owners are out of their league, literally. Yeah. I wouldn't disagree with that. Van Dyke says, not sure about Lamar for 90 million. Yeah, I'm not sure about a lot of players for that money, but that's the market. You know what I mean? So you got to go get them. You know what I mean? It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. But yeah, it's time to change. It's time to change and or not change, but get back into winning ways. Um, we need to get back in winning ways and um, you know turn these negative situations into positives. So I'm looking forward to Tuesday. I mean, yeah, Tuesday, 2:45 East Coast U.S. time. So yeah, I'll come out probably with a video between now and then. Just talking about Huddersfield and the matchup. You know how to do. And then onto the game and all that. So again, man, thank you guys so much, everybody, man, everybody. I appreciate it. I'm gonna read a few more comments though. Adam, I think Klopp wants certain players, and I think it's more him than the board. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, no, I agree. Actually, I think it is him. Um, I can't imagine them keeping Klopp. I mean, I think they trust in Klopp and believe in Klopp. I can't imagine them holding back. I can't imagine him bringing a player to the table and them saying no. Want somebody else, like a Balotelli situation, or there's just so many players that I don't think managers in the past wanted, but the club did or thought it was a good deal, so they did it. Mahrez is a must now for me. Adam, I've been saying this for so long, man. Knows the league, and to me, it looks like a Liverpool player. I mean, he really does. I mean, that's the no-brainer to me. It's really. And what is all this stuff about Liverpool reaching out to Leicester City to tell them that we're not interested? When did teams start doing that? So do you contact every team that we were supposedly rumored to be interested in and say, oh yeah, by the way, we're not interested in so and so or this player or that player? I didn't really get that. I don't know why we didn't sign him. It looked like it was going to happen for sure at one point, but those are rumors, and that's why it's so irritating, man. It's like you're better off just waiting for the club to put some official on Twitter, Instagram, online, whatever. I mean, there was at least 2 or 3 players this window that looked like Keita. Looked like it was. I mean, people were putting out podcasts with the idea that Keita was coming within 24 hours. I think there was a Sunday he's supposed to be coming. I forget what game we were playing against, or what team we were playing against. But supposedly Lamar's been the same kind of the whole window. A few other players. I mean, some players you knew were just ridiculous. I mean, now we're supposed to be in for Keita Balde, Senegal international for Monaco, which I thought at one point was good. Plays with Sadio and the international club. So I don't know. But yeah, I agree with the Mahrez, man. I really hope that we would have gotten him. Yeah, Van Dyke says we need to snap out of it definitely fast. Yeah. See you, Van Dyke. My man, I understand how the owners think. They know we can't win the league, and the objective is to top 4. They rather wait for the summer with more players available, more options, and new objectives. Yeah, I agree. Thank you. Van Dyke said, "Do that woman doesn't work well." Good point. All right, guys, let me get out of here, man. You guys, I'd be wanting to stay, man, because I'm just loving the interaction. And I will see you guys sooner than later. Have a good evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are.